What a game. What a motherfucking game. That was some good week 8 motherfucking football. In a game where Joe Burrow looked phenomenal to start off. Really was throwing the ball well. Guys were making weird catches. It was just, I was a little worried to start that one off. I was like, man, the Bengals, I haven't been paying attention to the Bengals this year, and they came out looking like a playoff contender, man. They came out firing. Joe Burrow was throwing some pretty fucking passes. And our defense, I was like, I can't even be mad at our defense to start this game. He's just playing well. But man, I got to tell you, bro, that Hurts was in MVP form. And Fangio has turned this defense into something completely different from what he wanted to do in the beginning of the season. I got to give him a lot of credit, man, because in those press conferences, I think it was after the Falcons loss, maybe after the Buccaneers loss, he was just like, yeah, we just got to coach it better. We just got to be better at coaching. And I was like, man, this guy sounds like overly confident. I don't know if like he's just trying to sound good, like trying to not hurt his players' feelings, or if he's really confident that he's going to turn this shit around. And like, should I trust this guy? And man, I think he seems to know what he's doing, because that defense looked great. I really love the way that those formations were looking, completely different from the beginning of the season. I think it might be good for him to have this group of young guys, because you don't have veterans really questioning things. You got a bunch of young dudes just trying to make it in the league. They're kind of just going to trust what they're told. And he's been around for so long, he could just share wisdom with them. And since it's going to work, they're going to trust him more. And so I think it's good for him that he's got this young defensive core to work with. And, how about Nakobe Dean looking nice, I mean, he didn't have a perfect game, but he's looking better every week, man. A lot of people were down on him since we drafted him. They're like, where's Nakobe Dean? Where's Nakobe Dean? And then when he gets on the field, not seeing much. But, man, he's in the right place at the right time, and he can hit, man. And he helped fucking cause that fumble at the end of the game. He's all over the place. And I don't know, the defense just as a whole, I love this defense. I love our corners. I love our young corners. I'm kind of ready for fucking Mitchell and DeJean to just take over. I'm kind of okay with that. Isaiah Rodgers, I'm ready for him to start. I kind of like how these guys are looking, man. I think our future, I haven't seen an Eagles team with a good young secondary like this in a long time. And it's nice to see. It's nice to see. It's nice to see the Eagles pull this win out and look good and have a game where from start to finish there were no major flaws or mistakes. They were just, this looked like two great teams fighting it out. And the Eagles, in the end, stepped away as the superior team. Gave him a good dose of AJ, good dose of Devontae, good dose of Saquon. And I got to tell you, Calcaterra's not looking bad either. I'm starting to think, I used to laugh when, he would get his little passes each game. But now it's like, damn, he's becoming a little factor. And Hurts seems to really like throwing him the ball. So, and I think he can block pretty well too. So, man, I don't know. Calcaterra's getting himself a little space. He's fucking carving himself out a little room on this high-powered offense. Saquon went off. Saquon is just, anytime you hand him the ball, it feels like he's going to get 9 yards at least. He's just like, my one small, very, very, very small criticism about Saquon is he seems like he doesn't really quite feel out big moments yet. He doesn't have a feel for big moments in the game. Like, there have been some big moments late in the game where he's kind of He's been flawless the entire game, and then makes a little mistake like right at the end, and like a critical point. Like, yeah, you can think back to that drop pass. You could think back to the game where he stepped out of bounds prior to the first down, and then think about the game where and then think about today when he fell. He fell at a could have been a more critical point in the game, and there fell, and when the Eagles got that stoppage, that fourth down stoppage, and they got the ball back, he fell down when we tried to run the ball, and that could have turned out to be more critical than it was. It just put us out of 2nd and 10, and we ended up getting a field goal on that drive. But I think we could have gotten a touchdown there and really sealed the game. But that's a very, 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 very small criticism because we ended up blowing them out. And Saquon ended up going off on some huge monster runs. So that's not a big thing. But I just think him playing with the Giants for so long makes him... He doesn't really read the intensity of some of these big moments. But he looks fucking phenomenal. He makes our offense into what it is. I mean, he really is the key to our fucking offense. Nolan Smith's starting to look good. Nolan Smith getting another sack today. And fucking... I gotta say, man, these Eagles, they're just getting better every week. They're getting better every fucking week. I said it. I said it in that article I wrote. I sent it around to a lot of sports stations around the city. Sent it to ESPN, NFL, about how I was optimistic about this team. About a lot of people were trashing this team early on. I was like, man, it's early. We got a lot of good pieces. We're close. We're in these games. We're just losing by very small margins in our 2 losses. And we have a very favorable schedule coming up. Our roster is very strong. I know we haven't performed to our potential, but, don't sleep on our roster. I think our defense is still good. I was shouting out. I gave Nakobe Dean a little shout out in that article. No one was, I wouldn't say no one, but a lot of people were not feeling him. He's starting to look better and better. So I've been positive about this team, and now they're starting to come into form, because if that's how they're going to play every week, if they're going to look like that on offense and, be that intense on defense, they're going to be hard to beat. They're going to be a hard team to play and a hard team to beat, because the Bengals put up a fight. That did not look like a team with a 3-4 record. Yeah, it did not look like a 3-4 record team. So, like I said, if the Eagles can put that up every single fucking week, we will be in at least the NFC Championship, like I said on this podcast. Like I've said, you can go back and listen. And I said, I think it was at around week 3, maybe week 2, I said this team, I don't know if they're going to win the NFC Championship game or not, but I think at the very least they'll be there. They're good enough to get there. And I said, Sirianni, I believe in you. I said, Hurts, I believe in you. And I said this defense looked good. I shouted out a bunch of young players. I shouted out Fangio. And I don't want to get too hyped yet, because at the same time, as great as this Bengals game was, I expected them to win this game. A lot of people had them down. I don't know what the line was in this game, but a lot of people did have them get down in this game because the Bengals kind of needed to win this game. But I was confident they were going to win. I was confident, honestly, they were going to win these next 3 games. And when I say next 3 games, I'm talking about the Giants game, I'm talking about this game, and then I'm talking about the Jaguars. And we won. We won 2 out of 3. We should win 3 out of 3. And then we'll be 6-2. That's a great record. And then we play the Cowboys and we play the Redskins. And when we play the Redskins, I'm still calling them the Redskins after all these years. The Commanders. We play the Commanders. We play the Cowboys, and then we play the Commanders. And once we play the Commanders, we'll know exactly where we are. I'm going to watch them today. I'm about to watch them next. They're coming up next over here. And so that's it. That's all I really wanted to fucking talk about. A lot of shit I liked. Just a few minor things I didn't like. A few coaching things. Small coaching things I didn't like. Some stupid play calls. Some of the Jalen runs we do I just hate. I think just because I think the risk reward is so much more in favor of the risk of him getting hurt. You know, I just hate seeing him on some of these short yardage runs where he just gets fucking plowed into, like where he took that shot to his shoulder at the end. I hate that. I hate some of that shit, man. I really don't like that. So I think we need to cut some of those Jalen runs out. Some of the dumb ones. I mean, some of them are just so not needed. So some of that, the penalties were ridiculous in this game. Absolutely absurd. I don't even know if I want to say if it was the refs or if it was us. I think it was us, honestly. We got a lot of penalties in bad spots. It could have went wrong for us if we weren't balling out so hard. So I'd like to see us cut some of that out. And they should have let Shipley had that fucking touchdown at the end. Young and get him his fucking touchdown, man. You should have let him have his touchdown. You know? I mean, it was a little bit of a hold, but come on, let the youngin have his touchdown. He broke for that was a good run. I mean, goddamn. Could have let him have that. But anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to give some quick thoughts after the game. I'm going to give a full analysis tomorrow, but I want to start getting these in right after each game. And fucking yeah, they look good. Next week we're going to be playing Dougie Pay. Playing Doug motherfucking Peterson. And we better take their lunch too, because I'm not playing. I'm not playing about this. I want to be 6-2. So yeah, just wanted to give those quick thoughts. Check in tomorrow for the full analysis of the game. And we're going to watch those Commanders. This kid, I got my eye on this, Jay. This is my real worry this season. It's the Lions. Lions look phenomenal. Packers are going to be looking good. And these Commanders, man, this kid, man, this rookie, this Jaden, he looks like the real deal. So this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna watch his full game and see how he plays. So we'll see where our competition is. I'm looking forward to that matchup against them. I'm looking forward to smacking the Cowboys around and then smacking the Commanders around and owning that top spot in the division. Attitude's changing against the Eagles. I'm curious to see how sports radio is going to sound this week. A lot of people have been bitching all year. I'm wondering if we could start having fun. Please, can we finally start enjoying the team? Can we start having some fun this year? It's been so long. I mean, fuck. I mean, I'm thinking about Sirianni today, and everybody's bitching about the shit, how he handles the team, and I'm just like, man, the dude's been to a Super Bowl, you know? I know our roster was stacked, and people can say whatever they want about that year, but come on, man. Dude's been to a Super Bowl. I mean, he can handle the minor bumps and bruises of the early season. So that's it. That's all I'm gonna talk about for now. And I'm gonna go watch the game. I'm gonna go watch the game out here. It sucks. The fucking Dodgers are in the World. I'm in Los Angeles. The Dodgers are in the goddamn World Series, and they're just owning it. They're just killing it. I gotta watch this shit. My Phillies are sitting at home since the divisional round, and it's just like, God. Gotta watch LA have a parade. I haven't had one since '08 for the Phillies. Haven't had one since 2017 since the Eagles. But let's bring one home, Eagles. I'll fly home for the parade. All right, we'll end on that, bitches. I'll talk to y'all later. Tune in Monday.